Yeah, good morning, all. This is your facility management professional. Oluwafemi Ogunle is my name. Thank you for joining us again. At our last video, we started replace system materials or equipment. We actually talked on some things that some key topics that we're going to be discussing, among which was replacement overview. We talked about recognizing an asset's useful life. We said we're going to be speaking on condition for replacement and manage disposal. At the last video, we explained in details the replacement overview, where we said that as a facility manager or a user of a facility, that you are saddled with the responsibility of maintaining that facility. You must monitor and keep accurate record of those facility information in order to reach maximum efficiency and determine whether wherever to reuse, to reduce, to recycle, salvage or dispose an asset. Asset doesn't just go down the drain. There's things you need to do to effectively manage that asset. But for today's video, we're going to be looking at recognizing an asset's useful life. All the assets that are under your preview that you are managing or you are using, the asset has their useful life. So useful life refers to the expected time that a component can be left in service before it will start to experience a rapid increase probability of failure. That is simply what we mean by useful life. The expected time that your asset is supposed to be in service, be in active service before it will start showing signs of a rapid decrease in rapid decrease in failure. There is no standard rule to predict useful life across all different materials or components or equipment or system that may be found in a facility. The general principles for the asset useful life, we're going to discuss them right away. Part of the general principle of determining an asset useful life is the asset deteriorate over time. That's one. Then assets deteriorate at different rates. For example, a lamp may fail before the electrical system wiring fails. That's the lamp. You get the lamp useful life from there. The lamp may fail before the electrical system fail, but routine or preventive maintenance may not extend service life beyond the expectation. It can avoid rapid deterioration that may shorten the life as compared to the expectation. So don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong that I've been saying with routine maintenance, routine or preventive maintenance, it can only make your assets to last longer than when you are not carrying out routine maintenance. It's not that because I'm carrying out routine maintenance, then that will mean that my asset will not exhaust its useful life. Routine maintenance or preventive maintenance will only make your asset to live longer than when you are not doing the routine maintenance. But routine maintenance will not stop your asset from reaching its useful life. It can prolong the useful life. So it's also important that you carry out your routine maintenance. There are some useful approach to determining an asset's useful life. Among the approach to determine asset useful life is number one, degradation curve. We have and data measuring tools. Those are the useful approach to measuring and to determining an asset useful life. Let's go into degradation curve. A user of facility or a facility manager may acquire and use or even develop a degradation curve which estimate the rate and probability at which a component, piece of equipment or system may continue to meet or achieve its intended function over time. Degradation curve may be developed for virtual any known element, including structures, roof, roadways, planned maintenance, and so forth. As part of the approaches to determine an asset's useful life is what we term as data measuring tools. Data measuring tools, these are measures, these are approaches that are available for the facility users, the facility manager, those who take care of facility, to use in determining the asset useful life. One, one of the data measuring tools we have readability centered maintenance. It's an ongoing process that determines the mix of reactive, preventive, and predictive maintenance practices to provide the required readability at the minimal cost. It can be used to diagnose tools and measurement to assess when a component is near failure. These are measures, these are tools that can be used to diagnose when a component is near failure and when it should be replaced. The purpose of readability centered maintenance is to eliminate more costly unscheduled maintenance and minimize preventive maintenance. Then two, as part of the data measuring tools to determining the asset useful life, is total productive maintenance. That is TPM, total productive maintenance. It's an approach that emphasizes having the equipment operator be responsible for and knowledge about the equipment performance and maintaining that performance. The integrity of production and quality system are maintained and improved through machines, through equipment, processes and employees that add business value to the organization. This is just simply saying you are putting the maintenance of that equipment in the hands of those that are using it, in the hands of the system operator, the equipment operator. You are in charge of this equipment. Please, you operate this equipment. You tell us, you take total ownership of the equipment maintenance. Then also we have design for maintainability. This is a quality effort in which the product is designed with greater maintenance ease that is built into the system. For example, by making grease fitting prominent and accessible on the front of a machine. This is also determine is one of our approach to determine an asset's useful life. Energy modeling is also an approach. You compare specific materials, system and equipment of the product is produced by design rather than through inspection relative to their expected annual energy cost, lifetime performance and any efficiency that might enhance them. Then we have the hazard and operability. These studies have we have developed appropriate equipment maintenance strategy that identify required equipment modification. A hazard and operability study is generally done by experienced team. Dis dey examine the engineering and process standard to uncover po ten tial or operational hazard or malfunction. All dis are geared towards determining an asset useful life. As an FM, as a facility user, it's good that you determine your asset useful life before now. Then you carry out appropriate maintenance strategy. You adopt an appropriate maintenance strategy so that you can have the asset outlive its useful life You have the assets living longer than necessary. Then you have the asset not just break down while in active service. We'll talk more on other. We'll still talk more on determining an asset useful life. We'll use some other models, some other approaches. We'll discuss on some other approaches to determine an asset's useful life. Till we meet in the next video, if you have any questions, if you have any contributions, any info, anything I want us to study together, you can drop it on our platform or send messages to me on the various social media. Till we meet again, I am Oluwafemi Ogunle, your facility management professional. Thank you all.